Por la Resistencia. This is what we'll hear after the second part of Money Heist hits Netflix. After the first part ended on probably the biggest plot twist in the history of plot twists, we were eager to see what the fans were saying about the ending online. Are you ready to see what we think would be possible endings to the show after the revenge attack on the Bank of Spain? So here are the 5 likely endings of Money Heist Season 5 Part 2. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Number 5. Money Heist will end with Marcel.
What the hell? You hit me. Weren't we finished?
We were?
Talking to Metro.co.uk, Marcel, we mean Luca Perros, told his interviewers that he cried his eyes out on the last day of the set. Immediately after, the journalist bombarded him with questions about what's going to happen in the ending, but Luca just said that even he doesn't know. You see, there's a reason for this. Since the writers didn't want any leaks about the ending, they created 3 possible endings for the show. They taped all of them, and now it's just a matter of choosing the right one, editing it, and uploading the second part of this show on Netflix. And even though all of the actors know each of the 3 endings, even they don't know how the show will end. But now, wanting to sound like a politician who's just deflecting the main questions, Luca Perros told us that during one of those 3 scenarios, he was completely alone when he was shooting the last scene of Money Heist.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Marseille?
Marseille.
The actor then opened about how merely thinking about the end of Casa de Papel brought tears to his eyes. Even though he's an oak of a man, he still cried his eyes out the last day on set. He was with the original gang for 3 years and he couldn't believe the show was over. So maybe the ending scene will include precisely Marcel. Now, if we could only find out if he were the only survivor from the second heist. Let's just hope and pray this isn't the actual ending scene, because if it is, it's gonna be just depressing. Number 4. War and Death as a Prize. Before we talk about all of the death that's coming our way, don't forget to smash that like button. It keeps the almighty YouTube algorithm happy, and you keep getting these videos for free. Another guide that told us some extremely valuable info in regard to Casa de Papel was the show's creator, Alex Pina. Alex said that he doesn't like to write his scripts before they actually need them, and this is why. The ending he planned in the beginning didn't tie too well with his story. The script changed and shifted from what was planned, and as a result, they needed a new ending. A whopping 33 times, they've changed and rewritten the ending of the show. Even though he didn't reveal what the ending would be, he assured us that there's gonna be a lot of death, a lot of war, and a lot of suffering. Many people will die, many of our beloved characters will call the Bank of Spain their grave. Now it's just a matter of finding out the who. Pina has also said that the show will offer closure while also being the most brutal season of all. I believe that the anguish and anxiety of the viewer are also going to be at the limit in this last season. And this also allows us to blow everything up into big pieces. The things we had previously done allowed us to blow them up. It has really been difficult for us to finish it like this, but on the other hand, it's rewarding that the series is getting proper closure with its best season so far. Let's just hope everything goes according to plan. Number 3. Denver will probably become a casualty.
Venga, déjate de hacer el tonto y a trabajar, venga.
Ever since Tokyo died in the first part of Season 5, the fans have been growing worried about Denver.
Get back!
They think that he and Julia, aka Manila, are gonna have the same fate as Tokyo. Why? Well, let us explain. We know that after losing his father, the only people in his immediate family are his wife, child, and Manila. We also know that Denver will do pretty much anything to save the few family members he has left, and this includes Manila. We know she's not the toughest addition to the show, and since she wasn't part of the original heist crew, the writers might decide to kill off her character in the second part of Season 5. And this would also stay true with the vision Manila had in the monastery when she saw Denver, his wife, and their child together. In order to save her, Denver will risk his own life and he'll die alongside Manila, leaving his wife and child alone, which ties in with the fan theory we have as our number 1 pick. So just keep on watching. Number 2. Tokyo isn't dead. The majority of our research consisted of people saying that Tokyo isn't dead and she survived the whole blast. Now, we have no idea how the showrunners plan on pulling this off, but whatever the case, if they can bring her back, it'd be awesome. Also, since she's the narrator of the entire story, we never even thought they might kill her off. But then again, this isn't something new. A move exactly like this was pulled off on Desperate Housewives when the main narrator of the show took a gun and committed suicide. So, in a way, Money Heist borrowed this little technique from an older show. So, with Tokyo dead, we're left to wonder who might actually take on the role of narrator. If they find a way to bring her back, then it would make things so much easier for the entire show. Many of the fans want her to be back and want her to continue narrating the whole story of Casa de Papel. So if they've listened to fans, we just might end up seeing Tokyo back on the heist. Now we're sitting here scratching our heads, thinking how they can save her from 4 hand grenades detonating from her chest. Number 1. Raquel is the only one that survives. One person asked the following question on Quora: how will Money Heist La Casa de Papel end? And the answer that about 1,200 people liked was by this Indian guy who had incomprehensible English writing skills, and when you have a text which can barely be read get 1,200 likes, then you better listen. We already mentioned that the writers went through about 33 edits of the final scene of the show, and we're just wondering if they ever went with this one. What's this potential ending all about? Well, Priti Gupta, the person who answered the question, said that if it were up to him, he would kill each and every one of the characters from the show except for Raquel. She would be the only one that would get out of the Bank of Spain alive.
I'm not a threat.
You're the biggest threat, traitor.
Then, using this life experience, she'll turn to writing and becoming a human rights activist and leader. She'll write books on how they went about organizing the heist, how they treated each other while working as a team, how they delegated the tasks among the team, etc. But she'll also have a daughter. And to her daughter, she will retell all of these stories about the professor and his crazy methods of organizing major league bank robberies. Inspired by all of the stories she has heard as a young girl, she'll then be involved in some heists of her own, before finally taking on the mantle of organizer and becoming something like the professor. But this tears Raquel apart. She's so devastated that her daughter is involved with all of these shady and murky characters that she picks up the phone and calls her daughter while the police listen in on her, call and try to catch her. Sounds familiar? That's because it is. We'll finally get to see the mother-daughter face-off that we didn't see in the beginning before. On a related note, do you think Tokyo will survive or is she gone for good? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.